Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Well, I had a good comment. Someone was asking about getting healthy for the shit hits the fan. And it made me start thinking how health is really and when I talk about health, I'm talking about physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health. All of this is the number one thing for that you need to be in condition when shit hits the fan. And it's funny because I've talked about shit hits the fan isn't always a whole nation goes to its knees. You know, that's not a shit hit the fan. That's one, but the one we are more than likely to encounter is when shit hits the fan and you are not physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually prepared. And I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to go into all of them. Nah, I don't think I'm going to go into all of them, but I will talk about the physical. And the thing is, many times the shit hits the fan that everybody is going to encounter. Shit hits the fan physical. Everybody is going to encounter that. And what that is when a close family member or your spouse has health issues or health problems. I mean, a lot of people have health issues, but I mean, when the issues turn into problems, that's a shit hits the fan situation. I know a lot of people think, well, I've got insurance or I've got Obamacare, you know, and that's going to take care of my shit hits the fan in health. If that is your problem, and well, I'll put it this way. When my wife had her last stroke, that was shit hits the fan. And what it was she was totally paralyzed, and now she's going to be needing care, and according to the medical world, she's going to be needing being cared for the rest of her life. And so that means either I am going to take care of her personally, myself, taking care of my woman, or I would hire somebody to take care of my woman, or I would allow the state to take care of my woman. Now, according to the state, the first two weren't options. In other words, I couldn't take care of her. I'm too stupid. I'm not medically trained. Okay, so I'm too stupid. I can't do it. And hiring somebody, the only person I could hire would be somebody that is approved by the state. So needless to say, the state was the shit hit the fan problem. By now you know I take personal responsibility. I'll take care of my woman. I have no problem with that. I don't need a state. And I say, if I need somebody, I will hire somebody. And I sure the hell don't need the state's approval. So, in other words, her health problem turned into a shit hit the fan situation. And then that's when that happened, I saw now not only I've got a problem with my wife's health, but I have a problem with the state. The government is wanting to take over not only my wife's health, like they're the ones that oversaw her getting sick in the first place. Not only that, now they want to screw up my life also. So then I thought, well, if things are going to be like that, hell, I can screw up my own life. I don't need the state to do it. So then that's when I said, okay, I'm going to stop working, and we're going to liquidate everything. I'm going to move to Central America where I can take care of her myself. I don't have to worry about the government stepping in. And so that was a shit hit the fan situation. And I knew it was coming. I remember we talked about reading the end of the book. How many older people, they lose everything when their spouse gets sick, because the medical expenses eats up everything. They lose everything. And oh yeah, wait a minute, you can keep your house. Okay, now wait a minute, I'm old, I lost my spouse, I don't have a job, and I've got a house to maintain, pay taxes for, and take care of, and all this stuff without the help of my spouse. Oh man, great, thank you. So in other words, I knew it was coming. That's why I didn't have a house to deal with. I didn't have a lot of crap to deal with. Like I say, in my early 50s is when I liquidated everything, so I got rid of everything, so I didn't have much problem. So because like I say, I knew there was going to be a time when either I was going to get sick or my wife was going to get sick. And I didn't want to burden my wife with, let's see, at that time I had 2 trucks, 2 cars, 2 motorcycles, and 2 boats. And I didn't want to burden her with all that when I'm sickly. And she's got important problems. What? Taking care of me, her spouse. That's going to be her priority when I'm sickly, when I'm down. And so that's why I didn't want all that to be a burden on her. Like I say, I never thought about it's going to be a burden on me. I'm really glad I got rid of all that stuff, because like I say, it was an easy choice to just say, forget it, and move on with my life, and without having all this, what they say, baggage that you're dragging with you. I mean, I know people that have stuff stored, old people that have stuff stored, you know. Well, it's got memories. Well, good, take a picture of it and then you got your memories. But instead of that, they pay storage. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm saying is shit hits the fan. There's no way you're going to escape it, and there's no way insurance is going to cover it. I say the same thing would be, I say, if you get a divorce. Okay, you get a divorce. That's an emotional shit hits the fan. I mean, I've been around these single people who've been divorced. Now I've been around them. Their lives are screwed out. Insurance isn't going to fix them. You know, so I mean, they've got emotional and mental issues that they try to say, well, I'm all right. There's nothing wrong with me, but you can see there's a lot wrong with them. And then, like I say, they focus on their friends, or they focus on their kids, or they focus on the drink, or they focus on their pets, or whatever it is. And you really think that is an emotional, mental fix? No, it's not. It's something that's holding you over. And then the same thing, and we're staying on that same subject. I had somebody tell me, he says, well, and they're widowed, and they told me that, well, now you just go with God now, and you don't need anybody. Okay, after she told me that, and then I found out she spent a weekend off someplace, a romantic weekend. So in other words, talk is cheap. So, but what it is, there's things that are going to happen. We can't avoid them. And when it comes to health, it's not being muscular, being able to go do all your push-ups and pull-ups and all that kind of stuff. That's not how you are physically fit in a shit-hit-the-fan situation. What it is healthy. You need to be healthy. When it's TARDIS. And when you're healthy, then you can either avoid shit-hit-the-fan situations, or you will be able to deal with them better. In other words, when you're healthy, not only your body is clear and functioning good, your mind is. So you can think clearly. You can come up with plans. You can get all this stuff done ahead of time. One good example is, I went to Honduras. And you notice when I came back, I had that cough. And I was wondering what that cough was. And I knew I was bit by mosquitoes when I was down there. Mosquitoes, more than a fourth of the people get sick from mosquito-related illnesses. I would say I probably had one of those illnesses. And my body, seeing my body was fit and healthy, it was able to combat that health issue by just, instead of putting me in bed and making me really sick. Most people go to the hospital when they get all this stuff done. And they told me it's about 30 days to recuperate from these. And you don't get fully recuperated. Your body's really brought down a lot. So when you are healthy, you will recuperate faster. Now, one of the things I did notice also is when you're healthy, small cuts, they heal pretty quick. As long as you just keep them clean, they're going to be no big deal. I say I've had operations, and I recuperate from my operations normally within days, in which a lot of people would be within weeks. And but I do my own healing stuff also. It goes along with it after I've been. I talked about the silver loan, material with silver in it. Silver is a antibacterial. It speeds up growth, and that's why I give away a lot of silver coins. And because you put a silver coin on a cut or something like that, it speeds up the healing. And if you're fit and healthy, man, it can speed it up. I say real quick. I mean, some things are overnight. When you get insect bites and stuff like that, it can be really quick. And I say sometimes even overnight. My poisonous caterpillar that I got into it with, I didn't realize it was a poisonous caterpillar. I knew I had a problem, and it was in my foot. I touched it with my foot, and my foot really hurt. I put the silver loan on my foot, and my foot was good. The problem was the poison went out through my whole body, and my whole body just about shut down and died. So, but like I say, my foot did good. But I say I didn't realize it was poisonous caterpillar. So, I mean, I thought my problem was at the foot. I didn't realize the problem was already inside my body. But anyway, when you're healthy, shit hits the fan, is not bulking up. You don't need bulk. You don't need strength. What you need is the ability to stand strong for time. When you're healthy, you can go without meals. I've talked about it. I'll go out without meals. You need the water, good clean water. But I say food is, and I say I eat well. I do the right stuff and all that. But I can also eat nasty stuff. If I have to, I can eat about anything. But I can only do it because I'm healthy and fit. And so that's the trick. And I say we're talking about the Tai Chi. You're stretching the ligaments and tendons. flexibility is really a big thing. And matter of fact, that's what I just got done doing. Just doing some more Tai Chi, second time today. So, but you need to focus on being fit. When you are fit, you can pretty much handle much anything that comes along. If you're clear-minded, your body's good, then you'll be able to think things out and prepare. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.